How much money do you really need to retire in America? Most people guess this number and they are dangerously, catastrophically wrong. If you don't know your specific retirement number, you're not just guessing, you're essentially planning to fail. Let's cut through the noise and figure this out together. You've probably heard all the conflicting advice out there. Some so-called gurus will tell you that $500,000 is plenty. Others will scare you into thinking you need at least $5 million to even consider it. The truth is, both of these are just wild guesses. There is no one-size-fits-all magic number for retirement. Why? Because your number depends entirely on you. It's determined by three huge factors: your lifestyle, your location, and the often overlooked cost of healthcare. Let's break down that first factor, your lifestyle. What does your dream retirement look like? Are you picturing a modest, quiet life, maybe tending to a garden and enjoying time with grandkids? Or are you dreaming of luxury with first-class flights around the world, expensive hobbies, and maybe helping your kids with a down payment on a house? There's a massive financial difference between a $30 dinner at a local spot and a $300 tasting menu. Think about your daily, weekly, and yearly habits. Do you plan to travel extensively? Will you pick up new, expensive hobbies like golf or boating? Will you be supporting family members? Every single one of these choices dramatically changes how much money you'll need to live comfortably without a paycheck. Your retirement lifestyle dictates your retirement budget. Next up, location, location, location. This isn't just a real estate cliché. It's a fundamental truth of retirement planning. Retiring in a high cost of living state like California or New York is a completely different financial ballgame than retiring in a state like Texas or Tennessee. The difference in housing costs alone can be hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars over the course of your retirement. Think about property taxes, state income taxes, and even sales tax. Some states are incredibly tax-friendly for retirees, while others will continue to take a significant chunk of your income. Moving from a high-cost area to a more affordable one can literally cut the amount of money you need by 30 or 40%. It's one of the most powerful levers you can pull to make your retirement goals achievable. And now for the third and possibly most important factor: healthcare. This is the silent giant of retirement expenses, the one that catches so many people off guard. You might think, I'll have Medicare, I'm covered. But here's the hard truth: Medicare doesn't cover everything. It doesn't cover most dental, vision, hearing aids, or long-term care. A recent study showed that the average 65-year-old couple may need over $300,000 after tax just to cover healthcare costs in retirement. And that's not including potential long-term care needs, like a nursing home or an in-home health aid, which can cost tens of thousands of dollars a year. Ignoring this cost is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. It can derail even the best-laid plans. So, with all these variables, how can you possibly find your number? Don't worry. There's a simple and powerful rule of thumb that can give you a fantastic starting point. It's called the 25x rule, and it's based on something known as the 4% rule for safe withdrawals. Here's how it works. First, figure out how much money you think you'll need to spend each year in retirement. Let's say, after considering your lifestyle and location, you estimate you'll need about $50,000 a year to live comfortably. According to the 25x rule, you'd multiply that annual expense by 25. So, 50,000 times 25 gives you $1.25 million. That's your target retirement nest egg. Let's run another example. Maybe you want a more comfortable lifestyle and estimate you'll need $80,000 per year. You take $80,000 and multiply it by 25. That gives you a target of $2 million. This rule is based on the idea that you can safely withdraw 4% of your total invested portfolio each year without running out of money. The math behind it assumes your investments will continue to grow over time, replenishing what you take out. It's a great guideline to get you started on a real, tangible goal. It transforms the vague idea of a lot of money into a concrete number you can work toward. Now, you might be looking at that number and feeling a little overwhelmed. That's understandable. The hard reality is that most Americans are falling short of their retirement goals. And it's usually for a few common reasons. One of the biggest traps is over-relying on Social Security. So, Social Security was never designed to be your sole source of income in retirement. On average, it only replaces about 40% of a person's pre-retirement income. For most people, that's not nearly enough to maintain their standard of living. Thinking of it as a safety net, not the main event, is crucial. Another major issue is simply starting to save too late. The power of compound interest is the greatest tool you have for building wealth, and it needs time to work its magic. Someone who starts saving in their 20s can end up with hundreds of thousands of dollars, more than someone who starts in their 40s, even if the late starter saves more per month. Time is your most valuable asset. Then there's the mistake of being too conservative with your money, especially keeping too much in cash. You work hard to save, but if your money is just sitting in a savings account, it's actually losing value every single day. Why inflation? Inflation is the silent killer of retirement dreams. That $1.25 million goal we talked about? In 20 years, thanks to inflation, you might need over $2 million to have the same purchasing power. Cash doesn't grow. To beat inflation and build real wealth, your money has to be invested and working for you. So, what can you do if your number seems impossibly high? The good news is, you don't always need to earn more money. Sometimes, what you really need is a better strategy. First, focus on becoming debt-free before you retire. Imagine entering retirement with no mortgage, no car payments, and no credit card debt. That instantly and dramatically lowers the amount of income you need each year, which in turn lowers your big retirement number. Every dollar not going to interest is a dollar you can use for your own life. Second, and this is critical, you have to invest, not just save. As we said, cash loses to inflation. You need to put your money to work in the stock market through low-cost index funds or ETFs. This is how you generate the long-term growth needed to hit your goals. Third, be smart about taxes. Use tax-advantaged retirement accounts like a 401k or a Roth IRA. A 401k lets you invest pre-tax money, lowering your taxable income today. A Roth IRA lets you invest after-tax money, and then all your withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. Using these accounts is like getting a massive bonus from the government. Don't leave that free money on the table. Finally, start planning for those healthcare costs early. Look into health savings accounts or HSA letters if you're eligible. They offer a triple tax advantage, tax-deductible contributions, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals for medical expenses. An HSA can be a secret weapon for funding your future healthcare needs. Look, achieving a comfortable retirement isn't about luck, and it's not about winning the lottery. It's about being honest with yourself, knowing your number, and building a consistent, disciplined plan to get there. It's about making smart choices starting today. Thank you for watching. If you want more clear, honest money advice designed to help you build a better financial future, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next video.